Good evening, everyone. Just testing the sound out. Welcome. We're really excited. We'll get started in just a couple minutes, so please take your seats. We're so excited to see you here. I think the library is going to do an official welcome, and then I'll be your MC and poet for the evening. Poet Laureate, here at Boucher.
Hello everyone, on behalf of the library, I just wanted to thank you for joining us this evening to celebrate National Poetry Day. The Whitney Latham Leadership Poetry Trust allows us to offer a wealth of poetry programming, including this evening's innovative collaboration. It's a fusion of jazz and spoken word performed by Monterey County Poet Laureate Marie Boucher and local jazz musician Stu Reynolds. Okay. So I'm going to turn this over to Marie, who's going to introduce us to the rest of the performers and get us started.
Ooh, thank you. All right. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the warm welcome. This is a dream come true, and just like sit back and enjoy the dream, because this is going to be a dream journey together. It's called Weaving of Jazz and Poetry, partially inspired by, where did he go? Mark Zegan's. There he is. He had an event here with poetry and charged particles, and I was like, oh, that is really cool. So I was like, then I fell in love with this instrument right here, which is called the bass clarinet, which we're going to get introduced to this evening. And then as dreams happen, I just popped the question to Stu, are you willing to do a collaboration? And he said yes. So here we are. So first off, I just want to say that we are here on the unceded ancestral territory of the Rumsen Ohlone people. And I'm so grateful that we are here and still calling their names, and that I even get to share part of that rich culture and heritage very directly with my partner who hails from that tribe. So just a little moment to recognize that these people are still here, present among us, and we're so grateful to be able to still tell their stories and for them to be able to recultivate and claim their stories. Tonight's program is going to be a weaving of poetry and music, and I'm so grateful to have Stu Reynolds and his Saxtet. We're not going to do like formal introductions of all the band right now. In fact, I'm going to try and not do too much chatter because we just want you to enjoy the experience. So there'll be a little setup of some of the poems, but they're all original poems composed for this evening, and many original pieces by Stu, also composed of his own creation. So you're in for a treat. Thank you for being here. Let's get started. So to set this up, my first poem for you is called Dreaming and Dreaming. I told you it's about a dream. So it's a tribute to jazz cats, Duke Ellington, John Coltrane, and Stu Reynolds in the house. So I'm dreaming of some jazz cats. Downloading their tunes in a crowded room. In my head, pull up to the bar where folks are gathered, tapping their feet to the beat of something sweet and familiar. Joy Harjo and her rabbit saxophone, 'cause the trickster's in the mix. Join Wildcats, improvising on bass and clarinet. This quartet's downloading some cosmic delight, sweeping through the room, no bassoon, but some velvety smooth tunes that'll make you swoon. I confess, the first time we met was with you playing your bass clarinet in my living room on a track we saved from a gig you played, came up on shuffle in the deck. Like a gambler's hand, forced my hand to listen to death and caress of a sentimental tune by Master Coltrane and the Duke. Till I felt it in my bones, this sentimental mood, so good. No matter the mood you brought in the room, after a few refrains, you'll loosen your grip on all that shit swirling in your head. No room for gloom and doom. We're entering a syncopated dreamland on this magical train. Just wait till bass player hugs his instrument like a long-lost lover, so tender and firm, so sensual and sure. He's got a tight grip on his gown. We're surrendering to these tunes, blowing through you like a divine monsoon, sweeping and clearing out those grays and blues, lifting us gently into the transcendental light. As we wait for the rise of the moon, we're on a sentimental journey under canopy of stars, leaping into the collective dimension through rhythms that soothe, warm the rooms, inviting those who otherwise be outside on a park bench. We're on a magical mystery tour. Like the Beatles said, a wild ride from here to eternity, tuning ourselves to the key of love and one humanity. With these cool cats leading the way, all we need to do is inhale these vibes, bring them to your boardroom, your lunchroom, your Zoom room, wherever you reside. Just fill your cup and stay in the groove with Stu and Steve and all the others. Make your way through another day on this vast interstellar journey. Take time. Take all the time you need. Take time to go outside, feel the earth beneath your feet. Allow yourself to dream. Dream again while you enjoy the ride.
We started off with a composition by Duke Ellington, the Beethoven of America, one of the greatest composers ever, and the piece In a Sentimental Mood was mentioned in his poem, so that was a good starting point. We're going to carry on with another of the most influential jazz musicians of all time. It's not just that any jazz musician, it's not just any saxophone player or any jazz player or any musician or it's any artist at all in any genre should study John Coltrane. This is another one Marie asked for. This is called Equinox.
Are you dreaming yet? Yes. All right. Feeling good. All right. I'm going to thank you. Another hand to the Yeah, let's be a good time to say we got Adam on the bass, we got Billy on the drums, and we got Steve. Oh, sorry, Steve's on the bass. And Adam on guitar, is that right? Stu Reynolds. I think it's John reincarnated. John Coltrane right here. Saxophone. All right, so now we're moving to a little river time. Who loves rivers? Raise your hand if you love rivers. You're a river tender, river lover. Woo. All right, so maybe anybody knows some Langston Hughes? You heard him before, yeah? All right, so we're going back to Langston Hughes. I'm going to read Langston Hughes' poem first, and then I'm going to read my redux version of the same poem. So this is called Poetic Lessons. Get inspired by greatness and do things, right? All right, I'm going to sit right here so I don't get in your way. All right. This is called The Negro Speaks of Rivers by Langston Hughes. I've known rivers. I've known rivers ancient as the world and older than the flow of human blood in human veins. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. I bathed in the Euphrates when dawns were young. I built my hut near the Congo, and it lulled me to sleep. I looked upon the Nile and raised the pyramids above it. I heard the singing of the Mississippi when Abe Lincoln went down to New Orleans, and I've seen its muddy bosom turn all golden in the sunset. I've known rivers, ancient, dusky rivers. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. And this is my tribute to Langston Hughes. I've known rivers, redux. I've known rivers who've groaned and squealed, moaned and reeled through underground valleys. I've known rivers dammed and dammed, undammed by native hands, singing, "Let us be free." I've known rivers refusing to be tamed, caressing the land undeterred on their way. Rivers, rivers. rivers blistering, siphon for pipelines, earth cracked and dry, wondering why? Rivers. Rivers flow through our hands on our land, swollen with sorrow, blood and marrow. Rivers. Rivers know you and me, bound and free, unbridling our sweet, sweet symphonies. Rivers. Rivers know us, undulating with water, minerals, ancestral memories. Rivers. Rivers know our rhymes, our ululations, share destiny, reach the sea, wild and free, wild and free, wild and free. Rivers, 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 wild and free, you and me, we are the rivers. Thank you.
Trying to listen.
So we kind of planned, and then we kind of are doing the improv thing at the same time. So I'll just take this moment for a little commercial. Thank you to Arts from Monterey County. Thank you to Katrina Coyle for being a constant source of inspiration at the library, for getting us started on this journey. Thank you to all my friends and loved ones in the crowd. I love you all, and I hope you're feeling it. All right. All right. So I think we're ready to take it down a notch, or up a notch, however your mood goes. But we got some blues on deck. This is in honor of the late, great Nina Simone. And I'm feeling the jazz and the blues and all the divas at the Blue Note in New York City.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is where we're going. Are you ready? All right. It's called Blue Birds, Blue Bells, Blue Notes. What happened to blue birds, blue bells, blue notes, all that blues that makes you laugh and cry at the same time? What happened to stirring your sadness at the local bar or cafe, tapping your feet to keep the blues away? Let's visit the Blue Note again. See everyone crooning under a blue moon, leaning into the bass and the saxophone, and boy, that's some beautiful bass and drums. Yes. The score for improvisation is where it's at. How do we improvise this crazy set called life when there's so much strife? What happened to showing up on your neighbor's stoop, sharing a bowl of soup, not afraid to have different views? What happened? What happened to being kind and slowing down to help an elder or a stranger needing a hand, no matter the time? It's an upside-down world, with those in power justifying their crimes every hour while the rest of us keep the beat. We're the ones tapping the heartbeat of humanity, humming, fleeing those flying drones of hypocrisy, strumming tunes of solidarity. What happened to humanitarian evolution. Yeah. When we get out of our cars, off of our screens, cozy up to some regulars, and create a new scene. What if life's not about some chain of command, but how much you're willing to lend a hand? Imagine those notes and bells, those bluebirds soaring high, the grins of your neighbors and strangers passing by. What would happen if the note you see wakes up the neighbor and they can't stop talking? Yeah. They keep on dancing, they can't stop laughing, their blues transform into joy and stomping. What would you do if you were the one to bring the sun? Light up the room with a new shade of blue. Yeah, that's you. All right, now Lisa. All right.
We're going to do a tune now that I wrote when I was thinking about the dignity that jazz musicians are always trying to bring to an art form that many people just consider goofing around. And at the same time as that dignity, we like to do it with a little bit of attitude. So therefore, the title of the tune is Dignity.
Thank you.
One more round, please, gentlemen. The composer of that song, beautiful. All right. So we're taking you back to the dream. This is whatever you feel. All right. This is not on the set list. Back to the dream. Taking you back to the dream. Who's feeling dreamy over there? I think you are. Yeah. Back to the dream. Things aren't as dire as they seem when we raise our vibration. We're stronger than any divided nation. Castles and castles and It's time to liberate ourselves from our own preoccupations with everything that does not serve the true narration of our obligation to respect each other and all creation. Be glad, because she'll be coming back to play with us. And guess what? Can my sister come up here for a moment? Because we've got a week of poetry. It's called Poetry Week, 7th Annual Week of Poetry. And we have got on deck, if you had fun tonight, we have lyrical lines from the mystic lands of all time. Yes, and that's happening Thursday night at the Monterey, or the Middlebury Institute of International Studies of Monterey, at the Holland Center, also around the same time, 6:30 to 8. Don't be late. And this lady will be reading in Arabic. We have Turkish, English, and at least four kinds of instruments. an oud, and a saz, and a bandir,
Nay.
and a nay. And you'll be tested after.
Yes.
All right, and we're going to learn some language, and we're going to do some more lyrical lines.
Yes.
So isn't that lovely? So that's Thursday. Friday we'll be in Salinas with some sisters from all over the map, from the Fresno Poet Laureate, Adid Medina, Adela Castillo from LA, who used to be, she still comes here to run the Noche Bohemia, and our very own local MPC, Professor Kadiri Baquer Fernandez, Friday night. So there's a list, and it's posted in the posting place over there on the wall, where you can take a picture and see where all of our events are happening.
And the website ipgmonterey.org, International Poetry Gathering of Monterey.org.
IPG, and thank you to our webmaster over here. Roshi. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you to all you lovely people. I know there's somebody else I've forgotten to say thank you to, but I thank you all. Thank you all for coming, and thank you to these gentlemen. And if you want to hear them again.
We have more. Do we have time to do
Yes, we're going to do like the encore piece. And then if you want to go see them as soon as possible, you should. Then you get yourself down to Wild Fish. Friday and Saturday night is their dish. Yeah. I'm going to be sitting now. Okay. But that's where you can see these guys. All right, give it up.
This is a more recent composition of mine. This is called Baptism.
Thank you, everyone. I think they brought down the roof. Yeah. Also, thank you and shout out to West Wide on video. All right. Thank you, guys. You can see, we'll be, maybe we can link on our website how to get to you if you want to tell your friends about it and you want to hire a videographer. That's your guy. Thank you all and hope to see you at the next gig. And maybe it'll be with this person here, who is back here at the Monterey Bay Poetry Consortium, second Saturday of the month. Don't forget, we're always here. Thank you, everyone. Stay cool. Be cool. No, don't go walking away with the blues. I want to see that step in your shoes. All right. Thank you all.